All right, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
To another great weekend. Great time, great friends. We're at the Kansas Farm. Another episode of Bourbon After Bucks. And man, we hit it hard this week. I mean, this weekend is an epic weekend. Today was an epic day. It's as good as it gets. So, Daniel comes in with Paul. Me and Clay are teamed up, and so we got one buck that we're looking for, actually two, but this one buck comes in, and it's a split brow tine buck. And so anyway, everybody comes in. We're excited. We're using the saddles as kind of a trial thing this weekend for the camera guys to use. So and Paul and Daniel's deal, Daniel's using the saddle, Paul's the shooter. My deal, I'm the shooter, Clay's the using the saddles, and it makes us a little easy. It makes it a little easier for us to get around and sit up by the stands and view with the camera. So anyway, that was a good testing point, and so man, we're excited. Everybody gets in here. Today is Saturday. Last night we're all fired up, ready to go. We looked at the pictures. We saw the big brow tine buck and a couple other things that we're hoping that shows up. And we're worried about the rain, but it came through. Everything came in this morning. Everything looks good. We're fired up. We get up. We're ready to roll. And
4 inches of rain.
4 inches of rain. Yeah, 4 inches of rain. Yes,
before we
get there. That's right. Paul shows up last night. It comes in this morning. It quits. Anyway, we're rolling, man. I mean, everybody's excited. We go out there, and so Paul and Daniel go to the tire stand, what we call, and me and Claymore go to Turkey Ridge. And anyway, we get out there and. It seems like it wasn't 10 minutes, but I know it was longer than that when we get up in the stand.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Clay are just getting settled in, and all of a sudden I get a text from Daniel. Like, I think he's joking with us. He says, "We got him." I'm like, my seat's not even got warm yet, and he's saying we got him. Like, Angela does that to me sometimes. She goes, "Got one." And I'm like, "Turkey," and I'm like, we just got here. How'd you kill him? He said, "Got him." I'm like, no way. No way. I'm like, there's no way something can happen this quick. Bow hunting, it doesn't happen this way.
It usually does.
So, all right, I'm going to let you guys tell the story. Paul, you're the shooter. Daniel's the cameraman.
Yep.
Daniel uses the harness for the first time. Thank God he's alive. So, all right, so here's the story. All right, y'all, tell me how it happened. Tell me what happened on this deal.
Well, first of all, wasn't a good weekend to come up here, honestly. It's supposed to be raining every single day.
Every morning. Yep.
Every morning we had, basically this morning, first thing you think about is, well, what am I going to do?
And it rained all afternoon.
Yeah. You don't ever plan on, you get there the first morning and you kill something.
Right.
That never works out. You're planning on the second, the afternoon hunt. What's it going to do up until that afternoon?
Right.
You already have everything staged out for the first morning. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking on past that, Sunday morning. You never think it's going to happen the first morning. Well, I have Elmer Fudd over here, and he's got his Elmer Fudd hat.
It was cold.
That was very warm.
Thank you, bud.
It was cold this morning.
That was very warm.
It was cold.
The professional over here, he starts shuffling up that tree, and I'm just laughing. I'm at the base. I'm at the base of the tree. I'm looking up, and he's got all these ropes hanging off him. I'm like, gosh.
The first time he's used a harness, he's like,
and the first time I've ever
videoed
a hunt in my life.
Didn't know how to turn the thing on a week ago.
Right.
And he's shuffling up this tree, and I'm up there laughing. I'm down at the bottom laughing. I'm like, gosh dang, this is going to be a morning right here. And he looks like a monkey hanging off the tree right above me. I'm like, oh. I looked at him, I said, hey, this is kind of nice. I'm not used to having somebody hunting with me. Right. Somebody to talk to, this is pretty nice.
Well, we were having a good little conversation.
We were.
Just whispering.
We're like, oh, hey, there's a red moon tonight or whatever, we're kind of talking.
Hey, you know what? That is a really good point. So when you say that, I had just said, hey, Paul, look at that moon.
Yep.
Look at that red moon. I said, it's just getting ready to go down over the trees.
You actually said up, and I kind of judged you on that a little bit.
I know, and I said, no, I meant the sun's coming up over here,
down.
and the moon's going down over here. So I was a little confused, but you got to understand, I had a lot of new gadgets on me. So,
he was working with it.
It was squeezing you.
I was working with a lot.
The oxygen was not going through the head.
So you get up the tree.
Yep.
You get up the tree. Y'all are set up, and
Red
then,
moon.
Then yep. And Daniel's set. You finally got set up.
And I'm looking this way, and he goes, and I just start turning my head over real slow, and I see the deer. And I'm like, oh, be damn, where's the deer?
He wasn't kidding.
He was.
wasn't a test.
He's not joking with me. There's a deer.
Was not a
I
test.
don't even have the camera on.
And this is early, y'all.
Oh, I mean, it's so early that, we can,
7:15.
all we can see is a black shadow coming toward us.
Oh, yeah.
Is that all you could see?
I
Because
knew
that's
it.
all I could see.
I knew it was a buck just from his body.
Well, I figured it was because
But
of
I
his
didn't know
body,
what it was, 'cause
you couldn't see any horns.
Couldn't see horns.
Yeah.
I just knew he's a big body deer, and it was probably a buck. And he came straight out in front of us. And Daniel's got 15 ropes hanging around him. I know it's just one of them. Me turns real slow. I said, Daniel, is that him? Because I couldn't believe it. It's the first deer we saw all morning. I'm like, is that him? He goes, I don't know.
I said, so this point, he was up to about 30 yards from us.
Yep.
And I said,
That's when we saw the first time.
Yeah, that's the first time we could see
was about
actual
30 yards
horns.
away.
And I said, I don't know if that's him or not. I said, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know.
And you ranged him though. That's how you showed this.
I looked through.
Right.
I pulled.
And
So
when he pulled it up, he was 18 yards.
yep. So I pulled up my rangefinder, and it has some magnification on it. I pulled it up, and I saw a split brow tine on his right main beam.
And that's
when I
knew.
knew.
And you're like,
That's the one, and that's the one we were after. We had been getting pictures of this deer from full velvet all the way on,
To now, yep.
but in a completely different area. We had no clue. We have no pictures of this deer in this area.
that stand,
right?
On this stand, no pictures of this deer at all.
Yep.
We just knew he was in this area, and they were hunting semi-close, but still about a mile away.
Yep. Kind of a little triangle. We're
Yep.
hunting kind of
Yep.
in the same little triangle they run.
So, but we knew that he was somewhere around in there, and we had. But here's the thing: it doesn't matter. You don't have a good chance if you're seeing them at 1 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you may think that they are in the area, but you may think that they're just traveling around at night. You know.
Right.
And so we just had an idea that he was in that area. So we really didn't know exactly where he was. Where we were sitting, we had no pictures, nothing. Nothing.
Well, let's just say this. He made a critical mistake.
I think we can agree on that.
He did. He did.
He came past the tire stand.
Oh yeah. Tire stand was his last. It was his last visit. So,
That was it.
So
That was it.
he comes in.
And and
You're
I-
gonna see great video here.
I pulled my rangefinder up. I see the split brow tine. I said, that's him. He's a big deer. Either way, whether it's him or not, is a big mature deer. And ranged him. He was 18 yards away. And I put my rangefinder down, reached up, grabbed my bow, and he's facing straight towards me. And about the time I grabbed my bow, and I was being real still, real quiet, and he turned. Every time he put his head down, I'd make a little bit of a move. And he started going. He started going to my right.
Golden Nuggets got him.
And he pulled back.
That's right. Every time.
I drew that bow back, and he pulled that shoulder up like this right here, and I said, "Oh,
There it is. Wrong move.
wrong move, bro.
Wrong move. Wrong move.
Let her eat." What?
Yep.
Daniel said, "Yeah, you smoked him."
He's done.
Oh man, I was.
And then we heard him
watching the
crash.
era.
And Daniel the whole time was trying to get the camera going. It was out of focus.
Oh, completely out of focus.
And then he tried to get it back into focus. So all this was going on in about a few minutes span there. And you're worried because the shot's fixing to happen. It's out of focus.
And it looks blurry as heck.
It's blurry as ever.
And
you're
I'm
what am I
like,
gonna
oh
do?
my God, I've got one job.
One job.
I've got one job.
And he's going to fail.
And I'm gonna fail.
The biggest deer falls every shot.
I know.
Get it
On a
video.
170-inch deer, I'm gonna fail.
And And it would be a different story tonight if that happened. I can assure you this.
Lord.
But it did not happen, and it is a great
And I'm
video.
telling y'all right now, you just wait to see this.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
It comes
it's gonna
through.
Be good.
It comes through.
It's a
Daniel
good-
pulls it out, which I told Clay. I said, if anybody can make this happen, it's going to be Daniel and Paul. I said, I don't care what it is. I don't care what we were doing. They will make it happen. Daniel's never used a harness. He rolled right up that tree, acted like it was no big deal. Never videoed, acted like it was no big deal. And Paul's in center stage shooting the biggest deer he's ever shot before, and they all made it happen. I said, I knew it was going to do it.
And it was the perfect shot.
Absolutely.
It was, you couldn't have placed a
It was
better
as
arrow.
good as it gets.
It is as good as it gets.
We really only had about a 4-hour window to hunt today.
Really?
That's it?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And so probably by the time span, we hadn't looked at the actual timing of it. You guys might have been in the stand, was it 30 minutes?
Well,
Maybe-
you mean from the time we
Time
got
you
in?
got
time
in
till
to
the
tell you
shot?
shot, maybe 30, 45 minutes at the
It wasn't,
most.
it wasn't
Yeah.
45.
Because I know
Yeah,
it
I
had
would
to be
say
like-
30.
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
say
Because I
30
got
minutes.
that text and it said 7:24. I looked and it said, we got him. I'm like,
Hang on.
he's not messing with me, is he? Clay, like, we got him. I'm like, Clay was like, well, I guess we need to go. We need to get down. That was the deer we're looking for, and they shot him. I'm like, no, we're still going to hunt. There's more than one deer out in the woods. We're still going to hunt, you know. But it was like, well, we got him. I'm like, all righty, I guess that check. Well, that one's done. So yeah,
Checked him off the list.
done. So
Oh, that's good
I mean,
stuff.
as good as it gets. Wait till you guys see the video. It's great. But
Yeah,
hey,
man.
let's do a cheers, man.
Yep.
Here's to a great day, bourbon after bucks, and what a great hunt.
That
I mean,
Dang right.
it's as good as it gets.
Thank
I
you,
mean,
sir.
It goes to
Oh,
show.
yeah, for sure,
And it
man.
also goes to show, I want to put this in there too. Don't rely on those cameras all the time.
Nope.
Just because he's
That's
not
right.
hitting that camera does not mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything. And
Means
listen,
nothing.
what do we say? Everybody was thinking, no, it's going to rain. It's not a good weekend.
Yep.
It's a full moon. You must be present to win.
You
If
have
you're
to-
not there, you
That-
cannot
you
kill him on the
never
couch.
know.
Yep.
That's right.
That's right.
exactly right. So, hey, listen, great guy.
It
you
couldn't
guys
have
did
been any better.
Great job for
I mean,
you. I mean,
It was
perfect.
an incredible weekend. I can't thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
Can't
sure.
thank-
No, man.
I can't
it
thank
was,
you enough.
It was
You
good.
guys are awesome.
It was good.
Yep.
And I guess tonight or today we're going to talk about one of the probably the best, most famous whiskeys distillery, Buffalo Trace. We're going to talk about Stagg, Kentucky bourbon, and George T. Stagg partnered up with E.H. Taylor, and they created. Most people know all of this, but Buffalo Trace. They created that distillery, and Buffalo Trace is known for, probably most well known for Pappy Van Winkle. I mean, Eagle Rare, Blanton's, and this one right here is one of our favorites too. It's got a little fire. It's 132
let-
proof. So
let me see.
yeah, it's got a little fire
Test
to
it
it.
out
It's
a little.
132 proof. So
Let me see if it's got a little fire.
yeah,
in
oh
it.
yeah.
I'll try it out. Okay.
It is so George T. Stagg was born in Kentucky. I mean, he's from Kentucky. The distillery is based out of Frankfort, Kentucky. And like I said, Buffalo Trace is probably the most well-known distillery ever. And anyway, everybody loves this. This thing has been going since, even through the Prohibition, they okayed this and they made it through for medicinal purposes. They said, oh, okay, Daniel's sick, he needs a little whiskey. Okay, we're gonna give him a little whiskey.
I know.
So that's kind of how this rolled. But I mean, this thing has lasted for so long, and it's such a popular whiskey and such a popular brand. But this particular one, I think, is actually aged for maybe 15 years. I think is how long they age it, if I'm right on that. But it's got 2 or 3. I mean, they got several different ones. George T. Stagg, Jr. I mean,
You said
but
this is 15?
I think this one's 15 years,
15.
aged 15 years. But my buddy George Shanley, he helped us out on this deal. He's a connoisseur
love
of
the
bourbon.
bottle.
So yeah, it goes well with us, doesn't it? I mean, it's got a lot of horns, which we know you got that covered. Don't you?
Yes, sir.
That's probably 167 right there. Don't
That's
you think?
him.
For
That's
sure.
it.
I'm thinking it is too.
And 7/8.
And 7/8.
And 7/8.
That's
You
exactly
can't
right.
leave that.
You can't leave that.
But anyway, this is our whiskey of choice for what a great weekend and this hunt. And so everybody go and get a bottle of this, whatever, and enjoy it. And then you guys let us know what you think. Let us know what you think on the video. We're excited about it, and we're going to keep on rolling. Here's one
I'm
more
a
cheers.
novice, so do not. Nuh-uh. Don't you be talking no crap.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to our great weekend, man. You guys hang in there. Stay tuned.